What do you think is the key issue when it comes to more regulation for tech, and is it likely to be delivered in the next year or two?
Absolutely, it's necessary. Speaker Pelosi asked me to draft an Internet Bill of Rights, and I think a lot of those principles will be implemented. First, people should have the right to know about their data. Second, you should have the right to consent before your data is collected. Third, you should know if your data is being transferred. And as you alluded to, now Mark Zuckerberg, Jack Dorsey, Tim Cook, many tech leaders understand that we need this type of legislation.
But do lawmakers understand? You know, we've seen a few hearings from some of the big tech CEOs, and it's honestly been painful to watch because it's been more of a display about how ill-prepared Congress has been to actually regulate them.
You're absolutely right. You know, when Sundar Pichai of Google was in front of Congress, one member of Congress kept yelling at him saying, tell me whether you can track my iPhone. And Sundar had to patiently explain that Google didn't make the iPhone. Other senators don't understand how Facebook makes money. The technology illiteracy in Congress is appalling, and that's why we haven't had thoughtful legislation. But I'm confident that people are getting up to speed, especially with some of the nonprofits' help and academics' help, and we have to act, and we have to act in a thoughtful way.
What about market share? Is that an issue when you look at the size of companies like Facebook or Google?
It is. The one thing I say is we don't want just all the big tech companies to be Chinese. I mean, we don't want Alibaba, Tencent, and Baidu to dominate the world market. So what's important is regulation to make sure companies aren't privileging their own products. That means Amazon shouldn't be allowed to privilege Amazon Basics. Google shouldn't be allowed to privilege its own products in search. Let's have thoughtful antitrust regulation, but let's not just call for breaking up companies because they're too big, or we'll be ceding the entire competition to China.
So if size itself is not an issue, is bundling of products. You said you can't privilege your own products necessarily alongside others that you have, but just in general, giving a bundle of products and trying to go into adjacent markets, does that raise any flags? I'm trying to figure out exactly where the boundaries might be set.
I agree with you. I think bundling, tying is a problem. The Microsoft case, I think, is very instructive. Microsoft was not allowed to bundle the Internet Explorer, and as a result, Netscape was able to succeed. We probably have Google as a result. If Microsoft had been able to bundle Internet Explorer, we all probably would be using Bing search. But the D.C. Circuit refused to break up Microsoft, and I think most people think that's a good outcome. Microsoft is no longer dominant, but they were not able to bundle products. So I think that is a good line to draw.
So I believe you are co-chairing the Bernie Sanders campaign for president. Where is he on this issue, and do you expect it to be one that resonates with the public in the general election? Elizabeth Warren already staking some claim with the break up big tech.
Well, he is for thoughtful regulation, but his focus is how do we get technology to rural America and communities of color. We have a huge wealth gap in this country. African Americans have been excluded from opportunities in technology. Much of rural America has been excluded. And what Bernie Sanders is talking about is expanding broadband, affordable broadband, giving more people a chance for tech apprenticeships, giving more people an opportunity to participate in the knowledge economy. Ultimately, I think that's our country's biggest challenge.
Do you see Senator Sanders and Senator Warren as having a lot of overlap in their positions? And do you think ultimately they need to team up?
Well, I think they have some overlap, but I don't think Senator Sanders has called for the breaking up of tech companies. I think he's more focused on providing opportunity for people to succeed in technology careers. And I think Senator Sanders is talking about policies that will allow people to help succeed in the 21st century. We need to invest in human capital. We need to invest in Medicare for all. I do have a vote coming up, so I hope you'll allow me to go to that.